stamping friends, this is Heidi. The theme for this month's card class is acetate, so we're going to be making 3 different acetate cards this month. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the white stays on ink on acrylic. Now on this card you can see the white stays on with the priceless stamp set Flourish. And since part of this card is the white stamped image, I'm going to be using my Stamp-A-Majig to get near perfect placement of my image. And I've heard many people say that they bought a Stamp-A-Majig but they don't know how to use it, so I'm going to be showing you how to do that. Place your Stamp-A-Majig down, ink up your stamp, and then place the upper left corner of the plastic guide into the right corner of the Stamp-A-Majig. Then place the upper left corner of your stamp into the right corner of your Stamp-A-Majig. And you're going to have a stamped image on there. I use soft suede ink because it leaves a dark enough image on the plastic, but it cleans right off. Now I'm going to prepare my white stays on ink pad. Your ink pad comes with a white ink refill because you need to ink up your pad each time that you use it. Okay, so what I do is I just apply my ink to my stamp pad by swirling it over the pad. Just be generous with it. And then I just use a piece of cardstock to work the ink into the pad. And I just kind of smear it over and smooth it and work it in. It takes a little bit of time. I've kind of sped up the camera, cut out parts of it, so it does take a little bit of time to get it on there. And here I'm just inking up part of the pad because that's the only part of the pad I'm going to use, and I kind of conserve my ink. So I'm ready to stamp. I've got my acrylic card 8.5 by 5.5, and I'm going to be opening it up to do my stamping. The nice thing about acrylic is that you can see through it. So I'm taking my stamp plastic guide and placing it horizontally on the bottom of my card, and then I'm placing the right corner of my Stamp-A-Majig over the upper left corner of my plastic guide. I'm going to ink up my stamp, and I'm going to line up the upper left corner of my stamp with the right corner of the Stamp-A-Majig, making sure that the right angles meet, and carefully place my stamp onto the acrylic card front. Now it's important that you apply even, gentle pressure to the stamp without moving it when you're stamping, otherwise you're going to smear the ink. And since the card is acrylic, it doesn't absorb the ink. The ink sits on top of the card. So if you press down too hard, your stamp will slip and smear. Okay, so here I'm going to line it up for my vertical image, stamped image, and I'm going to place my stamp plastic guide down. I'm going to place the right corner of my Stamp-A-Majig over the upper left corner of my plastic guide. I'm going to ink up my stamp again, and I'm going to line up my upper left corner of my stamp with the right corner of my Stamp-A-Majig, making sure that those right angles meet, and I'm going to carefully place the stamp onto the acrylic card front. And I found that the Stamp-A-Majig actually helps to keep the stamp in place. So here you can see the stamped image on the card front, and I'm going to set it aside to let it dry while I build the rest of my card. Voila! Through the magic of video, here's my finished card. Have fun!